Hello, everyone. Ian's talking, but you can't hear him. This is Local Chat, episode 237. That's right, folks. We didn't take any PPE loans, but you know what? Ian did. For his small penis. Got him. I don't know.
Got him.
It's 8 in the fucking morning.
We did make a request we asked Congress for $200 billion for our ongoing podcast, though. It's costing about $11 billion a day to run this podcast.
It's
illegally.
The Pentagon's going to get back to us. We got Pete Hegseth on the line.
They want to give us the money. They just can't find the money, literally, because they keep losing it.
We're heading to the deficit, everybody. Ian Gibson, did you,
Hi.
Not to tangent here. I'm Will Crosby, by the way, in case you didn't know.
Hello.
Former lover. I assume you don't watch SNL in the standard sit down and watch SNL way, which I don't think anyone really does. But watching the YouTube clips on the Weekend Update, Jeremy Culhane, is that his name?
Yes.
From Dropout Stuff did the Tucker Carlson, and
It's very good.
oh my god, I was losing it. And the past couple days, I've just been like, what's going on here? What is the goal? We don't go to church anymore. We go to sinners. That felt like a skit we would have written if we were competent. With like that's the 18th century ghost trying to get out of me. It's like his laugh. Yeah, it's like, it was pretty good. So, shout outs to Tucker, just doing his thing.
It's weird. It's like
where is he? He's anywhere. YouTube.
He's trying to say so many. He's trying to be friendly with so many different groups on the right, but at the same time, he's pissing off every single group on the right. Like he's trying to be a little anti-Semitic, but he's not anti-Semitic enough. He's trying to be a little bit Trumpy, but he's not Trumpy enough. And it's just so funny watching him, he literally just bounces between the groups, and then they're like, no, you're not good enough, get away from here, and he goes to another group. And it's so funny.
Not to tangent here, but I moved my microphone to the other side because for 6 years I've had it on this side and it's always blocked this monitor when I stream. And so I moved it, and I just tried to drink my coffee with the hand I've been drinking coffee with for 6 years and banged into the microphone. But it is nice because I bought one of these lamps for when I was doing artistry over there. It's on that drafting table, and I liked it so much I bought a second one. Because sometimes I'm sitting at this desk and I want to do whatever electronics work or painting or model making here, and I never had light, so I bought one for over here. This is like $20 at IKEA, and they're fucking fantastic. Highly recommend. Great. Plus, it's pretty good lighting for streams when I need it as well. Oh, it just doesn't. Actually, I could hook up a dimmer. That'd be cool. Folks, this is Local Chat. This is where we talk about things. What you're experiencing right now is the chit chat section, which honestly I think is one of the best in the biz. Ian's looking crazy. He's adjusting his lighting.
I look very white today, don't I?
Yeah, I think it's the I don't know. I was gonna say Birkenstocks.
I can't dial it in.
Are Birkenstocks? Those are shoes, right?
Actually, you know what? I think I know what it is.
What about penny
Sorry,
loafers?
we're gonna live debug this in the morning. Penny loafers are shoes.
They're absurd as well.
Christ.
My 3D printer, did I tell you, has been a warhorse? Steven Spielberg's warhorse.
You did tell me that.
My Ender 3. I took it out of storage because I needed to print. Let me get these. They're right over here.
Shit.
Vamp, Ian. Vamp.
Hello. Will has an Ender 3. He purchased it a couple years ago. I believe he got it for $100 at Micro Center after I talked a lot about my Ender 3. His is slightly better than my Ender 3, though, because I believe when he purchased his Ender 3, it came with a slightly newer motherboard, which made it easier to add the auto bed leveling, which I never had on mine.
So that's the BL Touch. It's been doing great. I finally got to the point where it was messing up a little bit, and I think I don't know what was happening because I did have the right G code, but this must be a newer G code, but there's one that forces it to write a new mesh and then use that mesh to print. And I think I wasn't doing that
for the BL Touch. Yeah.
So now it's still an Ender 3, so it's not like it's printing perfectly on that first layer, but it is much. There's a couple like patches, where it gets too close, but it is printing much better now. And I don't have to baby that thing at all. I've printed 3 of these AYN Thor grips.
Nice.
Put my name on it. And overnight, 10 hours each. They've been great. I have these 2 here for one Chuck and one Dan Reichert requested them, so I'm bringing those to PAX. But yeah, it's great. Karen just bought us new. Karen went to the dentist, and then after the dentist, she's like, "We should get electric toothbrushes." So we now have electric toothbrushes, and she's like, "Can you 3D print some stands to put those on?" Because they don't need to be on the charger every night. And you also, why are you looking at me like that?
Oral-B Pro 1000s?
It's Oral-B IO. I think so, yeah.
Buddy, they come with stands. Just leave them on the stand.
Yeah, they come with stands, but they don't come with, there's stands that have the base and then the top part, because you're not supposed to leave the top part on, at least on the models we have. Or you're supposed to wash it out and let it dry. So I've been looking at versions of that, but I also want to add a clip to it, because in our bathroom there is a toothbrush holder built in to the wall that sticks out. Yeah. And so I want to clip the thing onto that and then have room to put both I don't think we're going to put the bases back on the chargers, but to put the 2 heads just to like sit there and dry or whatever. So it's exciting. I like my 3D printer.
Are you gonna design that?
I'm not gonna design the holder. I don't think. I'll probably just take the measurements or the model, but I need to design whatever's. I was gonna design some sort of rudimentary clip to just slot over the bottom of the other thing. I don't want it to like fit perfectly, and like spend my time doing that. But just to like
it just needs to.
Worst case scenario, I get frustrated and I just like double side taped it to it, but I at least want to try to do it a little bit. I was thinking that would be a good stream, but I don't know if.
We should do that, because you can do it in Onshape, and I can help you through it, because we talked about it before, where it's like 2 parts. Half of it is learning the tool in terms of like, how do I draw a square? How do I make that square into a cube? But the other half of it is literally mental, where it's like, you have to think about how to approach doing this drawing, because it's not that there's an exact correct order, but it's like painting. When you paint, you don't just paint a tree. You're like, oh, I've got to put the back layer. I got to like burn in the canvas or whatever. And then I got to do the shape first. And then I got to come back and add the highlight. So it's like, that would be a good stream, because I could kind of talk you through the like, okay, we should probably do this part next and then this part,
Yeah. It was mostly born out of like, and I know this isn't an issue with everything, but it's like I brush my teeth and the fucking thing's like, oh, I'm at 97% now. And I'm like, so for the next however many years you last, it'll be you drain down to 97% and go back to 100. You drain down to 97% and go back to 100. It's like, I don't know if I necessarily want to constantly do that too. When like all modern devices are like, here's the 80% mode so you don't ruin your battery. It's just like, motherfuckers.
Well, I don't mean to diss on you a little bit, but you don't have to worry about that. And I know that because I had an Oral-B Pro 1000, which is like, it's like the $40 one. It's fantastic. Everybody recommends it. I had mine for 10 years and I just replaced it. And the only reason and it sat on the charger every time. And the only reason I had to replace it was because there's like a rubber part where the button is. And over time, between the water and my thumb, I had worn that rubber off and the interior was exposed. But there was zero problem with the battery, zero problem with the motor or anything like that. And I just bought the exact same new one. So you could just let it sit on the charger all the time.
We have the IO series. I don't know what series it is, but it has a little screen and it times you. And it has a Bluetooth app that tells your like all the different.
Fuck?
Karen uses the Bluetooth app. I do not, because I am not a cop. But it like tells you all the regions.
It's too much.
And does yours have like a pressure sensor as well? Like mine tells me it like turns green when I'm doing the right amount of pressure, and also at the end it gives me a summary of like, no, of course you don't need all of this. I mean, I'm not what am I going to do? Somehow break in and turn it all off? I don't need
Plus, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've got like mine's set up where it's like a 30, like you turn it on and it goes for 30 seconds and then it briefly stops and keeps going. And that's your 30-second timer. And it does that 4 times. And it's telling you do 30 seconds per corner of your mouth. I do 30 seconds for the whole fucking mouth. Okay. All right. It's good enough for me. And you know what? I don't fucking need an app to yell at me every time I brush my teeth incorrectly, quote unquote.
No,
so I don't want a babysitter because I'm misbehaving, you know?
My favorite part is it's all optional. So I was like, okay, this is cool for people who need it. Like if you're hypersensitive about your teeth, you have this and you know you're doing the right thing. But it is a wild amount of data, and I'm like, I'm not ever connecting this toothbrush to a Bluetooth app ever.
Yeah.
The only thing I was thinking when it originally came, I was like, oh, I wish this did the cool thing where I could Bluetooth music to it and it like plays through your jaw, God. You know? I was like, that would be awesome, but there's absolutely no way it does that. But it's nice. I've never used an electric toothbrush before, and it literally feels like I went to the dentist after using it. I'm like, whoa.
It feels so much better.
Because I've always used a regular toothbrush, and ever since I was a child, I don't not like brushing my teeth, but I've always hated brushing my teeth, and I movie brush my teeth with a toothbrush where it's just like, and the thing that everyone complains about, like in movies where they don't realistically brush their teeth, I'm like, that's exactly how I brush my teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm a nightmare.
Yeah. It's like a weird trifecta. Electric toothbrushes are that weird trifecta where it is better, faster, and very cheap. And so it's literally like, guys, Oral-B Pro 1000, it's $40. Go buy a fucking electric toothbrush. Like, it will last you, like I literally just said, it will last you 10 years, and it is way better and way easier than using a manual toothbrush.
It was some 2-for-1 deal at Costco. So Karen was like, might as well get it. I care about this. So but it's been a wild ride. It's like a vibrator for your mouth, everybody. Get off in your mouth. Sound off in the comments if you get off in your mouth.
That's what the white stuff is.
That's what the white stuff is. Sorry, I forgot I put Rock Biter in with us. He also uses an Oral-B. He loves that. After he eats all his rocks. Folks, that is it for the Chit Chat section. If you liked that Chit Chat section, please email Nielsen Ratings and send them. They'll send you $5 for marking that down. That'd be great. Ian, you didn't play Crimson Desert, right? I didn't either.
No, I'm thinking about buying it, but I am unemployed. And I did watch the quick look you guys gave, and I watched it last night. This was the Giant Bomb quick look with Will, Chuck, and Grub, and I was getting a little frustrated but I couldn't get too frustrated because it reminded me of how I talk about the movie Interstellar. And okay,
it's all about love.
Let me take me on this. Come with me on this journey real quick. I fucking hate Interstellar, and the reason why I hate it is because there are things in that movie that are so fucking dumb, that are relatively minor, but are so fucking dumb that I cannot excuse the rest of the movie. Top two being, hey, I'm gonna hack this plant drone with an IBM ThinkPad and fly it around with a touchpad. And then the other one being, oh, by the way, NASA hid in a bunker for 20 years, and we're going to launch a rocket out of here, even though the rest of the world is in,
things you have issues with in Interstellar?
It's dumb as shit. It's fucking dumb. It's just a dumb fucking idea. And the problem is I can't get over that, though. Even though they're relatively minor, I can't get over the problems with Interstellar like that. Watching you guys play Crimson Desert and watching Grub like complain about like the movement and the interact and the small stuff, I'm like, yeah, those seem a little wonky, but you can get over them. Like, there's so much better in the game from what I'm seeing. And there were even moments in there, like when you guys popped open the inventory and you were like, wait, what does it mean butcher the rat? And you butchered the rat in your inventory and got items from it. There are even these moments where I could see you guys being like, wait a minute, this game is actually really fucking cool. But
Yeah.
it felt like you guys couldn't do that because you'd already committed to the bit that you hate this game because of these small things that really rub you the wrong way. And to be clear, I'm not judging you too much on that because it's the Interstellar thing I have, and some stuff rubs people the wrong way too much versus other people are okay with it. And I think that's the thing about Crimson Desert is that it's not a perfect game. There's a lot of really cool stuff going there, but the stuff that doesn't work well is the type of stuff that's going to piss some people really, really off.
Yeah. And I think I said this in the quick look, like that's going to be like a winter sale game for me, you know, like, or spring sale or something else, because I can see myself playing that game and tolerating that game for a sale price.
Yeah.
Especially, you know how much I love shitty, weird games like that. And it does really remind me of Dragon's Dogma. And I think I might like it a little bit. But there were a lot of things in that quick look that I was just like, oh, what? Like, why are you doing it this way? And why is that something I have to overcome? And not you saying, hey, this is an annoying thing. Why are we doing it this way?
Just to give an example of that, they do the interact thing that I hate and that some games do, where when you walk up to something and there's an interact prompt, you want the game to be as generous as possible. As in, I'm within 5 feet of this thing from any direction, maybe not even looking close to it. Give me the interact prompt. And it feels like this game is very much like, no, you need to be looking exactly at it, and you need to be standing in the right orientation to this object. And in some cases, you have to be holding down some sort of inspect button, then look at the object to get the correct prompt. Well, and that's no
like
bueno.
That trap door was blanked out until we went to the right spot. So I was like, oh, okay. So at first I was like, okay, we can't open this trap door. Then I was like, okay, we have to be in the right position to open the trap door. But then when he was highlighting like that goat later on and it said steal, no position ever unhighlighted it or ever highlighted it. And I was like, so like it's teaching, it's contextual, but it's teaching a lesson in one area that it's not holding to in another area. And I'm like, why? Like, you can't have this one button solution like this. Grubb also mentioned, I'm pretty sure he said it in the quick look, and especially to Chuck and I, it's like he didn't want to play more of the game, so he wanted to prepare more for a normal quick look. He would play 15 or 20 hours of this game, if he really enjoyed it. And he was like, I don't want to do that, but we still should show off this game because it's popular. So I'm gonna load this old save, start at the beginning with my 1 hour's knowledge, and we'll just show off the game. And I think I'm pretty sure he said that in the quick look, but I think a lot of people missed that when he was saying that. It was just like, it's either no quick look or this, and I think people would rather have this than us not even look at the game. But it was just weird. It's doing a lot of weird, especially with that like shooting the arrows at everything and not starting a bounty, which it's weird. I couldn't even tell
if they were hitting or if that was just the game saying like that's a non-aggro arrow.
Yeah,
it was weird.
I was on both sides of that because I'm like, I played games where you accidentally hit someone and everyone goes crazy and you gotta reload a save. And so I was like, okay, that's cool, they're doing this, but his character's clearly committing to hurting this person, like, and eventually it went through, and it's like, well, how many levels of this safety net does his character have to break through in order to hurt someone? It's just it looks like fun, and I really do think I would like it, so I will play it at some point. But
so here's the thing. Part of me is like, I'm right there with you where I'm like, oh, I'll get this eventually when I've got time to play it and probably sit down and enjoy it. I think problem is now is the time because I don't have much that I'm playing right now. And the next game that I have coming out that I would play is Tamagotchi Life on April 16th, which is like 4 or 5 weeks away. Yeah. So there's actually a giant fucking gap in the calendar right now where I'm like, maybe I should just get it. And the other thing is, I don't have to pick console or PC because it's Xbox Play Anywhere. So I would get a PC and an Xbox version at the same time. The only thing I wanted to look at was the Xbox performance because all the reviews were PC and Digital Foundries did PS5 Pro coverage. So I'm not sure how good the console version is, but I may just buy this because I think the other thing is I think Xbox does have a refund policy. So
No, Xbox does not.
they may, because the only reason I'm saying this, I saw somebody on Twitter last night that was like, I tried to launch this on Xbox PC, the game won't even launch, and I had to refund it.
Yeah, I guess that's different. But on like Xbox, I bought things, and then that's like a technical issue. But they don't have like I bought this and played for under 2 hours, and it's been 2 weeks. Let me return it. They absolutely don't do that.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
Because I have tried that before. Yeah, I could get this game currently by super secret methods for $41. But I don't know if it's worth $41.
The PC version.
The PC version. I'm trying to buy one new game a month.
But that means I am one Venmo transaction away from owning this game for $41.
I already bought my March game, and my April game is Tomodachi. So I don't know. But it does look like a podcast game. It like really, I just think my biggest issue with it is there's these games that come out or that are hyped up, like a Cyberpunk and like other types of games where it's like, yay, this is going to be game changing. You're going to have sex in every single position and it's going to look so good and have the best story ever. And then there's just 7 out of 10s, which is fine. We would love 7 out of 10s. And then everyone freaks out on both sides and nobody is okay with a normal ass take on one of these games. And like people are like,
counterpoint though.
What? Counterpoint. Yeah, hit me with that counterpoint.
This is good. I like this discourse. I know it's very vitriolic and people yelling at each other, but it's much better than the opposite, and the opposite is no discourse at all. Like, this is actually a pretty interesting discourse because I want to say, when was the last time we had a game like this? Probably Red Dead Redemption 2, where it's like the game is fantastic, but it has some shit ass like controls and quality of life issues. And there comes down this discussion about like, is there a good way to do it? Like, how much does that matter? As a reviewer, how much should you take like your little personal control preferences into it? So like, you're right. There is a lot of hyperbolic vitriol in this, but that's going to be around any sort of discussion. I do think there actually is a nice critical discussion going on here.
No, I agree with you. It's just like the people who are like, no, this is the ultimate game-changing game, where it's like, hey, listen, you can like a game and it can be a 7 out of 10. You don't have to pretend it is doing something more. And like, I love Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't see any problems with Red Dead Redemption 2. But even this game, I'm just like, okay, I see some issues with this. So we'll see what happens. I really do want to play it, but we'll get to it. Listen, life's a desert, and this one's Crimson. Okay, let's get to the games we've been playing this week. I haven't had a ton of time this week to play a game because my wife, that lovely woman, has been playing a shit ton of Gran Turismo 7 with the new racing wheel setup. And she likes she makes me watch. She makes me watch her race. Also, she's ruthless. I was going up to brush my teeth last night, and she's like yelling at the person in front of her, and tried to get past them on a turn, pitted, and then came out, and she's like, "Oh, what if I pit them?" And I'm like, Karen, you're racing them. She's like, yeah, but if I hit them, they get out of my way. And I'm like, oh my God. So she's out for blood in Gran Turismo 7. She made that car you described, whatever stream we were talking about it.
The GTR?
Yeah, she made that and was racing that for a bit. That Camaro she got, she beefed up and did some stuff. She's like going to the stat screens and like reading off whatever wiki to like best tune the cars. But she's having a great time. I'm excited she's enjoying it. The new racing wheel setup's going really well. So that puts me on the couch, and that's where I play some Pokopia, as they call it. Yeah. Which is really good. I finished up, I think, everything except I don't think I got to level 6 in that rocky underground mine area. Whatever it's called. So I had started the port town with Meowth, so I went back over there. I'm running electrical poles now, getting things up and running, talking to getting Pokemon. There's like this weird bug Pokemon I got. And that's a lot of fun. Pokopia is really good, and I don't feel stressed to like get in there and see everything. Nor do I feel stressed to be like, I was sitting in that Rocky Ridge area, and I was like, I don't need to like be here for the rest of the game and 100% it. I can just go over, like I can come back whenever I want and do all those sort of things, and it really plays to that. I unlocked that Pallet Town actually right after that last stream. I went back to Withered Wasteland, and they were like, hey, come check out this area over here. So I went to that Pallet Town, and Evie was like, hey, this is the new town that you can do whatever you want with. You got to find my evolutions or whatever and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I left Pallet Town and went to the port place. I have no idea what it's called. But it's fun. Pokopia is good. If anyone here...
Bleak Beach? I think
it might be Bleak Beach. If anyone here likes building games and Pokemon and all that sort of stuff, and I don't even like Pokemon that much, I highly recommend this. It's a super fun game, survival game, sandbox game. It's great.
I rolled credits on it last night.
Really?
It's great. It's fantastic. The whole game feels like a tutorial, but in the best way possible. Mm-hmm. Where they're like, hey, go talk to this Pokemon. They're gonna ask for something. Oh, they want bread. Well, you need to make bread. Oh, you need to grow wheat. Here's how to grow wheat. Oh, now that you got wheat, you need to make bread. Oh, here's how to do a furnace, and it's like, it's just slowly taking you through this. And the whole time it's like the same pace, the same level of difficulty, which is pretty low. So you're just like literally slowly building this out. And that ties into the story where you're building out this post-apocalyptic Pokemon utopia. And it's just really, really well done. I really like all the areas that they have. There's basically 4 main areas, not including Dream Islands or Pallet Town. And it's great. It's really enjoyable. I had a lot of fun with it. I don't want to say the problem I have. I think this is a personal problem, which is that as soon as I rolled credits last night, I played for another 5 minutes, and then I was like, yeah, I think I'm done with this game.
Yeah.
That's the story is so good at encouraging you to go in different directions and do different things and be like, oh, to progress the story, your Pokemon need to be happier. So you need to build houses and you need to talk to them and make them more comfortable. But as soon as that like driving thing is gone, and there is still a little bit where you can still level up more, but as soon as there's like a driving story, you're like, oh, I need to do this to open that area. As soon as that's gone, I lost the will to live, Yeah. And that's nothing wrong with the game. It's just like I was depressed that I felt that way, and it's not the fault of the game. It's just how I play games,
Yeah, and it's a little bit different, but that to me is the rolling credits syndrome, where like I always with these types of games and a lot of games have the grand plans of like, oh, I'm gonna do another run, I'm gonna play through the story again, all this sort of stuff, and as soon as you hit credits you get that like satisfying conclusion and you're like, no, I can walk away.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking I'm gonna probably wrap everything, those 4 areas, hit credits, and then when I want to come back to this game, that's when I go to Pallet Town and just do that stuff. I think that's probably
either Pallet Town or the Dream Island, because we do have that Subpixel Dream Island, so maybe that's
Cloud
really
Island?
where we should be building. Yeah. Oh yeah, Cloud Island.
And that Pallet Town is just a Cloud Island, as far as it's like every biome.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun, it's good. Yeah, so either one of those. It's just a good time. Who knew? It makes me want to go play more Dragon Quest Builders, because Dragon Quest Builders is the exact same thing, and it's also really fucking good. But yeah, Nova was talking about getting a Switch 2 for this, and I think this is the Switch 2 game to get. Like if you're on the fence, this is the game. So
it was before this game. It was hard for me to recommend Switch 2 to people.
Unless
it was
you
kind
were
of like
into it,
Well, I just mean like if you had a Switch 1 and people were like, oh, I want to Switch 2, and I'm like, Mario Kart World's not that good, folks, and it's not that new either. And then we have Bonanza, and it's like Bonanza's good, but I don't think it's like buy the system for this game good. Pokopia is that good. And I'm glad that we got one of these within the first year of the Switch 2, because it kind of needed it, really.
To your average person, I wouldn't have recommended upgrading. I think to anyone who wanted to buy a Switch, I'd be like, just buy Switch 2. Like, because Because like if you haven't played Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, play it at 60 frames a second. I mean,
exactly. Yeah.
Dan was talking about replaying Breath of the Wild and all those areas at 60 frames. I'm like, oh, what if I jumped back into Breath of the... And he was talking about doing the Master Sword stuff, and I never did that whatever island, Eventide Island.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that would make a good stream just going through Eventide Island. I'm sure plenty of people have played it by now. But yeah, I wouldn't out the gate be like, gotta switch to until now. Like, Pokopia is definitely that game. Still playing RE9 and Mini Shoot. We streamed that on Tuesday. That was a fun time. Both are one of them is very scary. The other one is very fun and pleasant. If you like twin stick shooters and bullet hell, I guess a little bit bullet hellish, highly recommend Mini Shoot. It's a really good time. It's cute. It's adorable. And then RE9, if you like Resident Evil, I also recommend it. It is a little far on the scary side of Resident Evil for me, but I'm still enjoying it. I think I was lulled into a false sense of security with 8, where 8 wasn't that scary, in my opinion. And now that 9's here, it's just very scary. Hey, we sold a T-shirt.
That's a good point. Yeah. Sorry, you mentioned 8, and
excited.
Yeah, it's like 5, 6, not scary. 7, very scary. 8, not scary. 9, very scary, or at least half very scary. So yeah, they do that game to game. Also, is kind of change your expectations of scare factor.
Oh, it was Nova bought it. You know what?
Thanks for buying the shirt.
I almost said this yesterday, and I'm not mad. Mad's the wrong word, but I love that art that Kyle made with us in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be in it. I just want me in it. I don't want half my face in a painting. I want me in it. That would be crazy.
Wow. I'm going to tell Kyle that you hate his drawing.
I don't hate his drawing. I love the drawing. I just wish I was.
No, it's great. You're crazy.
No, what do you mean? How am I?
You're in it.
A bear?
I'm gonna pull it up.
Like a cheek is in it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's you drawing. Yeah, it's fine.
I know. I think it would be more complete if I was in my camera as well. You know, like a sitting person. I'm not mad. I don't think it's bad.
Wow.
I love it.
I didn't know you woke up angry every morning.
I don't wake up angry. It's just the three of you are sitting there, and then I guess I don't even know what part of me it is. Again, I love it.
You're in the top right, and you're looking down at the art.
Looking down? What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're like looking. Your cheek is in the top right, and you're looking down towards the bottom left.
I don't see it.
And the painting's in the middle.
Look, see how Jake's drawn?
Are you wearing your glasses?
See how Kyle's drawn?
Yeah, because we're staring at the camera. It's how the stream looked at that point.
Ian
fucking
Gibson. Ian fucking Gibson. Take your brain. Wait, you don't have one. I know what the fucking picture is, Ian Gibson. I am saying, out of space and time, to take this drawing and put... take another part of the fucking stream that has me sitting at my desk and drawing that part and slotting it in. You idiot. I hate you. I hate you so much. I'm not getting angry over this.
You know what I want to do now? 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 Is I'm going to get some shit ass image of you. I'm going to put it on a Yasify AI filter. I'm going to put that in the shirt, and then I'm going to release a Will version of the shirt, and it's going to be the three normal boys, and then there's going to be some shit ass AI kawaii version of you.
I'm gonna delete our
corner. You piece of shit.
Nova, I'm canceling your order. I'm sorry. No, I don't mind the picture. It's just
I know.
I wish I was in it. Listen, if it was you,
it's a safe space. You're allowed to say it.
Space. Yeah. So Kyle, you're gone. I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding. Literally don't change a thing. I just had to finally complain. It's been long enough. I've been sad about it for like 6 months. It only came up recently because Jake's been doing some really good behind the scenes art for a show upcoming, and I keep seeing it and all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is so good. and it's dredging up old hurtful feelings, and I'm gonna cry. And as far as Marathon, I played 11 minutes to do the demo, and it was pretty fun. It shoots real good.
Yeah.
But the Kyle and Jake have both been playing a lot of it, and I'm excited to get boots on the ground in that. So maybe I'll play it at some point. Marathon, Bungie. I don't know. Maybe they won't be gone in 5 years, Ian. Maybe they won't.
Buddy, their Steam charts. I've been looking at their Steam charts. They are averaging like 50,000 people.
But what's their PlayStation 5 charts?
Probably not that good either, because I was looking at similar games. Guess what multi-platform game has 3x the players of Marathon on average?
PUBG.
No, that's a lot more. It's Delta Force.
Delta
Force game that came out.
Yeah, but that's free,
so the
right?
thing is, like, it is like Marathon is not doing terribly, but I don't think they're hitting anywhere near the numbers they need to. And I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just I was thinking about this while I was driving the other day. The problem I have with Marathon is that we've talked about this before. Bungie can make a good game. Bungie can make a great feeling game as well. But they're making an extraction shooter, and the extraction shooter, first of all, extraction shooter is not a genre for everyone, right? Like in terms of like, if you had to take a list of genres and be like racing games, sports games, shooters, and you had to be like, what percentage of the gaming public would likely play this genre, right? And it's like racing games, let's say 40%, right? So then you go, okay, so I've got 40% of the 10 billion players may play this game because they're at least interested in the genre. Extraction shooter is already a small portion of that, right? It's already a small genre. And then you have extraction shooters by design are sticky as fuck. And what I mean by that is you start playing an extraction shooter, and if that game grabs you, like Tarkov, you're invested in Tarkov because that's where your gear is. You know that game, you know that system, that's where your loot is, you know the maps, right? You can't just go from Tarkov to a different extraction shooter. If you do, you're starting from scratch. So these games are very sticky. So Tarkov players, by and large, are not going to fucking touch Marathon because they're already committed to Tarkov. It's kind of like sports. It's like if you play football, you're not going to switch to tennis, You're going to commit all your time to football. So for Bungie to say, we're going to make a new game, it's going to have one fucking mode in it, and the mode is extraction shooter, which is already a small market, and which already has two giant fucking players in it that have sucked up most of the players, Tarkov and Arc Raiders. And we're going to try and make it in here. Like, yeah, 50,000 is a pretty good number, but why the fuck did they pick that market? You know what I'm saying? Like they shot themselves in the foot. I want modes back. Remember when games had modes? Why can't they just make a single fucking player campaign for Marathon plus a PvP multiplayer team deathmatch modes and have an extraction mode in there as well? Why do they make the whole fucking game one single mode that is already a small part of the gaming market? Like, it's so fucking dumb that they made a great game but are sticking themselves in a very hard to fight for market with not a lot of consumers in it. What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, and I think, like, again, whenever this was started 4 or 5 years ago, it was sort of a good idea to get into this market. And on top of that, like, how many people at Bungie are like, hey, like saying the same thing as you? Why aren't we putting a different mode in this? Why isn't there a single player like campaign? Why isn't there this?
Yep.
And is it someone at Bungie, or is it Sony being like, hey, stop all these side projects. It's just an extraction shooter. That's the cheapest thing and it'll make the most money. I think the projection is like they have to sell 7 to 10 million copies to make up the...
Really? You saw that number somewhere?
I can't say where I saw that number, but I believe
they're not making that. They're not fucking making that.
I believe the estimated cost of how much... I don't know if this is someone from inside or someone from outside guessing but the cost of all the production time, development time, to at $40 a pop, it's like 7 to 10 million copies, and it's just like...
My guess right now is that they are barely at 1 million.
Yeah.
And I mean, the numbers are just slowly coming down.
Well, I guess they're not. When do companies do that tweet? Like Capcom did it at like 5 million
when they're proud of it. When they're proud of it.
When they're proud of it.
And which means we're never getting it for Marathon.
That's the problem is like, I think Marathon looks gorgeous. I think the art style is really cool.
Yes.
Like make fun of the font stuff however much you want. It is gorgeous. It's beautiful.
If I want to just say right here, I'm even more mad about this because they actually did make a great fucking game. And but they fucked themselves on choosing what game to pick.
The little intro is like, oh, Marathon ship went off to be a colony ship. We lost contact for 100 years. Now you're like mercenaries. Yeah. And like this whole thing, it's so fucking cool. And then it's an extraction shooter. Just like, ah.
So let me just say, Steam charts, the all-time peak for Marathon is 77,000 players at the same time. I'm going to be nice and I'm going to triple that. No, let's quadruple that. Let's say, hey, 1 in 4 players was playing at the time. So let's do 77 times 4. That's around 280. Let's say 300,000 copies. Mm-hmm. So it's 300,000 copies on Steam, right? And then let's just assume the same amount for each console. So 300,000 on Xbox, 300,000 on PlayStation. Or this is not an Xbox game, is it? It's just PlayStation.
I think it is on Xbox. I think it is on Xbox.
Okay, so that's 900,000 copies. That is not enough for what they built, how big that studio is, and how much money they spent on it.
Agreed.
Not enough.
And are there microtransactions or anything like that in it? There's a deluxe edition.
Part of me is like, no, I paid $40, but the other part of me is like, you better fucking have microtransactions, because that's the other thing is why build a live service game and charge money for it? When the whole point of the live service game is to make them stick so you can keep fucking nickel and diming them. Like, that, what's the point here?
Dan opened that or unboxed the collector's edition, and it's so nothing.
It was like art books, right?
Yeah, it's like a journals. Statue. Like statues are cool. I have the Halo statues. Like those are cool, but those came with the game and other cool things.
Yeah,
like the Reach thing is the last, I think, collector's edition I bought. And it has like so many little compartments and art books and like secret drawers and stuff. It's like the coolest fucking thing ever. And now, and like I almost bought that Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta collector's edition. And then the pictures came out of it once it was out. And like all the paint on it is like misaligned. And you have to, I don't think this is inherently bad, but they're just like, you place the bushes into the thing and everything. It's like, why am I doing it? I don't know. I think, unfortunately, Collector's Edition have gone from a special thing, and ever since that Fallout 76 canvas bag, we've been on a downward spiral of just shitty Collector's Editions.
It's just so wild. Like we talked about this in the Discord where Marathon came out, the numbers weren't looking good, and somebody was like, oh, how long until this shuts down? And I was like, it's going to be a while, because they charged $40 for the game, which like I just said was bad for a live service game, because how are you supposed to continuously make money? But that at least means they are making $40 off of each player in the door and gives them a little bit of runway, as opposed to something like High Guard, where they got basically $0 from each player and then the players immediately left. But this feels a lot like I just keep going back to, why did they choose to do this? Why did they choose to make a $40 live service extraction shooter? It's like if Cuba in the mid 60s, right? They succeeded at the revolution. They kicked out the imperialist dictators. They've succeeded the Bay of Pigs. They've succeeded the Cuban Missile Crisis. And they're like, you know what we're going to do next? We're going to join the space race and we're going to go to the moon. And it's like, no. You just picked the hardest fucking thing in the world to do. And that's what Bungie did, is they're like, what's the hardest fucking thing to do in the gaming industry right now? I know, extraction shooter live service game. And it's like, fucking why?
It screams sunk cost fallacy. It screams, hey, we had this vision 4 or 5 years ago. We got to stick to it.
Yeah.
And so either everyone is shaking in their boots at Bungie, or there's some sort of plan someone is confident in. And I don't think either scenario is going to work out for them personally, but because if there was some sort of plan, they would have announced it by now. They would have said, hey, this is coming out as extraction shooter and there's a single player campaign next year. And I think if we go through all of SGF without a peep about a roadmap, I think this is I think Marathon's
Well,
doomed.
They just put out their first like raid like event type thing, so I think their roadmap is just going to be, hey, we are going to have this. It's going to be the fucking Destiny roadmap, which is, hey, we came out a little light, so we're going to have a DLC in 6 months or 6 to 9 months. That's pretty good, and then we're going to have a couple shit DLCs after that, and then we're going to have a good DLC, and then we're going to have a couple shit DLCs. They're doing the same thing again, you know? They're doing the exact same thing.
I would take a Destiny 3 but Marathon over this so fast. So fast. Like, if I could just run around this Marathon place and kill enemies and get engrams and all that shit, I'd like have so much fun.
Mode only.
I just... Yeah. It is... I don't know how to explain it. I just don't like PvP. In this setting. If I was going to a team... like team shooter or if there was a mode for extraction shooter, I would 100% be behind it. But I just want to explore an area, go to my, what are those lost caves in Destiny, like go through those, fight a boss, I don't know. That's what Bungie's good at. As much as shit as you want to say about Destiny 1 and 2, it had cool art direction, cool enemies, and great fucking combat. And
it's just like they made a pretty good extraction shooter, and the problem is the market conditions. But it's not the market's fault. It's their fucking fault. They picked the arena. They picked the time, the place, and the arena. Yeah. And why you're doing this to yourself? It's fucking wild.
I look forward to the Jason Schreier article and or book containing the chapter on fucking Bungie Marathon.
But it's gonna be funny because I don't. This is my suspicion. Zero inside info. It doesn't feel like there is one person they can point to and be like, this is the guy fucking it up. I don't even think there's 2 or 3 people where they can say these are the 2 or 3 people fucking it up. I think there is just a complete lack of like understanding and leadership at that studio, top to fucking bottom, where there are probably high performing artists and developers who know how to make a gun shoot and feel great to shoot, etc., and something to look cool. But all the way above that, people don't know. They don't know how to make a good fucking game anymore. They don't know what makes players enjoy a game. They don't know what market to go into. They don't know what type of game. They don't know how to advertise a game. Like just bad across the board is what
it's
it feels
similar.
Like.
Having read the Blizzard book and like that sort of situation, it's a very much like, well, we're Blizzard. People will buy the game.
Yeah,
people
will
play the game on their phone. It'll be okay. We're Blizzard. And I feel like Bungie are like, and part of me, I want to know, this is the other thing I want to know, how much of it is, a lot of it, I'm not trying to take the blame off of Bungie, don't read into that, but how much is Sony being like, hey, you're Bungie, we're Sony and Bungie put together. We're gonna, and I don't think it is much either, but I'd be curious to know like what's going on. Like, is that Try article kind of come out and it's somehow Sony being like, Bungie, stop, we don't want you to do this, which it wouldn't be, but it's like
it could be because Sony's been pulling back on the live service starting like 2 or 3 years ago. They started cutting stuff,
and you know, and in my brain it's like, okay, were you cutting live service in the hopes that Marathon was your one big one, or were you cutting live service so you were less embarrassed when Marathon came out? Those are the 2 scenarios in my head. So it's like,
I don't know. I think Bungie's on their own. I think Sony lets Bungie do pretty much what they want, and Bungie has been doing this since Destiny 1, since 2014, where for some reason they have a hard-on for a live service game. Yeah. And they probably think that Destiny 1 and 2 were successful, whereas I would say they were just good enough to keep you going, buddy. You know, and so I think it's literally just Bungie driving this and saying, well, Destiny was fun. It was fun doing a live service game. Like, that's the future. Let's just keep doing that. And they're trying to do that with Marathon now as a new IP. And it's like, I don't think it's Sony at all.
I think Destiny was definitely successful. I don't know if it was successful critically, like as a like great game, but it's definitely successful in making money, which is the whole reason they're still doing this.
It kept the studio going. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it kept them going.
But yeah, part of me is like, I should just go play some Halo 3 and drink a bottle of wine.
Yes.
It's wild. Sorry, that was a fun little tangent. Ian, you want to hit before we get out of here? You want to hit your Majora's Mask update? How's that going?
Yeah, still playing Majora's Mask. I've been struggling a bit. I am now in my no, it's my second controller, but it's my third controller. I don't know if I talked about this last time, but basically I had a very, very frustrating run of Majora's Mask where the two ship to Harkinian, it's great. It just picks up controllers when you have them plugged in, and I have an Xbox One controller. And by default, the C buttons on the N64 are mapped to the right analog stick, which was fine for a while, but then I started having problems, and I was in a dungeon, and I just was screaming the entire hour-long stream because the analog stick, it was being very specific about which input you were triggering. And so sometimes it would if you did a diagonal on accident, it would detect a down instead of a right. Mm-hmm. And so I was frequently like instead when I was trying to select my bow and arrow to the right, it would accidentally do down and it would do the Deku mask. And I was like, fuck, and you're in the middle of a boss fight trying to do this. Other times it would ricochet, like the dead zone settings were not great and I couldn't get them dialed in. So it would ricochet. So you would flick to the right and the stick would bounce back and go to the left just enough to actually count as a left input instead of a right input. Yeah. And then the third one, the one that was a major fucking killer, is the bow and arrow is I map it to my right C button. And so the idea is you press and hold right C button and it starts to aim. And then when you let off, it shoots. I would hold the analog stick to the right, and about 75% of the time, it would immediately fire. It wouldn't count as a held to the right, even though I was holding the stick to the right. So I would try and shoot my bow, and it would just immediately shoot it. Like I couldn't aim the bow. It would just immediately shoot it. So I ended up having to buy an N64 adapter, was using that on a stream, and was going pretty well with it. But then I was fighting werewolves, and I was doing okay. And then people were like, I think it was Sibyl in the chat was like, why aren't you blocking? And I was like, I don't know, there's a block. And they're like, oh, it's like right shoulder button. And I was pressing the right shoulder button. I was like, it's not blocking. And they were like, it's ZNR. And I did ZNR. And they're like, I'm like, it's not blocking. And they're like, your controller's broken. And I was like, my controller's not fucking broken. And then I pulled up, there's an input map into Ship Harkinian. And it was my right shoulder button on the controller was broken. And I was like, fuck. And I checked the controller mapping and everything, and it just wasn't working. So then I was like, fuck. So then the other day I pull up my third controller for the stream. And I start the stream, and the first thing I check is the right shoulder button, still not working. And then I go into the menu and the controller mapping, and for some reason, I mean, I'm playing at 4K, but the font is super tiny, and so I had to get real close to the screen, and it was like R is mapped to RT and not RB, and I was like, and then I mapped it, and then mapped it to RB, and I was like, okay, now it's working proper, and I had to like remap it.
You're gonna hate crazy. Majora's Mask because of all the issues that streaming it caused, not the actual game.
I know. So anyways, wild. Yeah. So I'm in the second dungeon. I do think I am starting to not like the time mechanic, though. I know that's the major divider between people that love this game and hate this game. I think it's a cool idea, but I'm now at the point where every time I start a cycle, I slow down time to give me as much time as possible. And like right now, the end of the last stream, I got into the dungeon. I did the first couple rooms, and then I ran out of time and I had to go back. And I'm like, why? Like it's a cool mechanic, but I think it's just getting in the way of me enjoying the game now that I'm having to kind of backtrack and redo stuff. It's not a whole lot of stuff, but I am having to like reset when I don't want to because of the time. And that doesn't feel good. So yeah, I'm starting to not like that. Yeah.
Part of me is like, if that wasn't there, it would just be a lame game that you're going to dungeons. But in the modern sense,
no, it'd still be a great Zelda game if the time wasn't there. You would lose the cool time stuff, but I think most of the cool time stuff is like the side quest, which I'm not really doing. So
right, I think back then it made a lot more sense, but modernly, I think if this game came out today, there's a lot of things you could do while still including the time mechanic to make it more fun and race against time and all that sort of stuff.
I think even if they just said, hey, time freezes when you're in a dungeon, I would fucking love that. that would probably resolve 99% of my issues with the time, because I had to do it last time where I got through most of a dungeon and then I hit the time limit and I had to I got all the way to the boss fight, had the controller problems, couldn't do the boss fight in time, had to reset, and you have to run through the whole dungeon again. And it's just a big long run back where you're like, okay, I know I'm going here, I know I go there, I know I do this, and you're just kind of doing it all over again. If they just made it time freeze, or if they just let you keep all your fucking keys, even though they're technically consumables, like if they just tweaked it a little bit more, so there was so that if you did have to reset a cycle in the middle of a dungeon, you could get back there very quickly. Or like I said, just you don't have to reset cycles in dungeons because time gets frozen.
Yeah. I still want to replay it when my Thor gets here. I think I'm gonna boot it up.
I honestly, you should try playing the 3DS version, because I am having some weird control stuff and stuff. So yeah, so I know people say the 3DS version is not as good and they fucked up some of the boss fights, but I almost wish I had played that version because of the quality of life and control things.
There's a lot of stuff in media that it's easier to go to the shittier one first, and then, because it's like and I don't necessarily believe this, but if I had watched the theatrical cut of Blade Runner when I was younger, I think I would have understood the movie better to then watch the final cut without the narration and all that sort of stuff. It's the same thing with like, this is very old, but like Firefly and Serenity. I saw Serenity first, and so it made Firefly a lot more tolerable because Firefly's a lot lower budget, and you know these characters already from Serenity. And I think there's a lot of great examples out there where playing the player-friendly version that isn't as good to the hardcore fans is an easier introduction to then be like, oh, I want to play. Yeah. It's the same route of like, I played Link to the Past, or not me, but someone's played Link to the Past so much that now they play the randomizers. And like, you wouldn't be like, hey, your first time playing Link to the Past, start with the randomizer. So I'm on your side with that even, I think the easeability, the accessibility of the 3DS version is probably better in hindsight for you to start on than going in to the Ship of Harkonnen original version. And that's a thing people don't like to admit, but it's also a thing that is very real. And it would also be different for you if someone who was an expert in Majora's Mask was guiding you, like, and being subtle and like hanging out with you in the chat.
Chat's doing a good job of that.
Because it's not quite the same, but routine, Jake has been great about being like reminding me where I need to go because I've missed. And if I was playing routine by myself, I would have not played as far at all because I would have been scared. I would have not known where to go, and I would have been frustrated. So it's definitely one of those times where you need that. But I'm glad you're playing it. I'm glad you're at least liking it, and you're smart enough to be like, I see why this is popular. I see why this is good. I know why this is good, and have those sort of things. But
it's nothing against the game. It's just, it is. I know we're talking about the 3DS, but I'm almost like, man, this would be a great remake. Honestly.
Oh, sure. Like,
yeah. Brand new engine, everything. Like, just keep all the content there, but like more than a remaster, just like from the ground up, make it play better, add a lot of quality of life stuff. This would be fantastic.
And all your issues with Majora's Mask is why, in my opinion, Ocarina of Time is A, the better game, and B, the game I like to replay, because it has none of those like crazy time limits and stuff like that.
Pressures,
and it still feels good. Folks, that's going to be the show. Ian Gibson, Game of the Year 2024. 1,000 Times Resist.
It's 1,000 Times Resist, and I am not prepared to lose that fight. I was literally just thinking about that the other day. It's so fucking good.
I'm stupid. I was going to make a deal with you, but I can't make a deal with you because 2025 is not on this list. I was gonna say, if you...
Hey, I gave you Dead Space, you fucks. I gave you Dead Space and God of War, you pieces of shit.
Folks, 2024 Game of the Year, 1,000 Times Resist. Let's give it to it. You know what? Might as well. I think we all liked it enough. We'll take
I'll let you pick. You get to pick both of the extras.
Both of the extras? Balatro, Most Gambling, and Mini Sheet Adventure, Best...
Is that a...
Hottie.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yeah. You wrote Ballator, and that sounds like an awesome game.
Best. Okay, I'm gonna put best twin sticks as mini shoot.
Best twin
adventures.
sticks.
Where does the
Ballator.
apostrophe go in mini shoot?
It's at the end.
Is it at the end of mini shoot?
Yeah, I don't know what does that mean?
I think it's supposed to mean like mini shooting adventures.
But you would do
it doesn't.
IN.
I know, it doesn't make sense.
I wrote mini shoot adventures in the Twitch chat, and I think his name's Richard. I forget what it's like. Rad bad at games. He's in every stream. Added me and said, "Fake fan, you forgot the apostrophe." It's like, fuck you. Anyways, folks, that's going to do it for the show. I'm going to hit the outro button. Nova Tuna, thanks so much for hanging out. I did see all of your chats. It's been fun to read along. I like when people hang out. Ian Gibson, thanks for being here. Rockbiter, thanks for being here. I know you got a busy schedule and all those never-ending stories, straight to DVDs. Folks, we'll be back tomorrow. No, we won't. We'll be back Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern for some Sunday shmups. And then next week, there's all sorts of delicious content coming your way. If you're headed to PAX East, I'll be at PAX East next weekend. So come hang out with me there. I'll be gone Thursday to Sunday. So whatever we're doing next Thursday, it won't involve me. Subpixelfilms.com is where you can find all of our beautiful, beautiful content. Ian's been playing Majora's Mask, like we said, and all that other fun stuff. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.